Today, when we are going to create a vendor master in the MM point of view, in before of that, what exactly the client is asking that, fine. Now, you people are customizing the SAP applications as per my requirement. That's okay. That means from the future, whenever I want to create in a vendor master as per my requirements, it will become. Okay, that will be great. But if the client is already having some of the previous data of the SAP, that means which we can call it as an a non-SAP data is there. That means now the client is working with some other applications and they want to make into the SAP from the in the future. That will be great. From the future, wherever the client is working with the SAP, everything, all the transactions and all the details will be going to post on the SAP itself. But what about the past data? That means if the client if the client business organization is running from the past of the years, then what we need to do for those of the past years data? That is called as the whatever the client is consists of the previous data, which we are calling this data as a legacy data, which we are calling as a legacy. Let's take it as a legacy data. So what is the legacy data in the sense of non-SAP data? Simply what we are doing here, it is, what is the problem of our, it is, when the client comes to the SAP, client comes to the SAP, at present, from the future, whenever the client entering the data in the SAP system, but the client is already having some previous data of the vendors, and client wants to convert that data also into the new SAP system. Simply we are calling as a name conversion of a non-SAP data into SAP system. Converting of a non-SAP data into SAP system. So here, whatever the non-SAP data is there, the client, which that non-SAP data, which we are calling as a legacy data, and whatever the non-SAP system or non-SAP data, if the client is having, that non-SAP data of the clients, which we are calling as a legacy data, and as well as that file name. That means whatever the client is having the non-SAP data in the file, that file which we are calling as a flat file. What is in a flat file? In the sense of whatever the client is consist of a multiple of the data which is not related to the SAP system. That non-SAP system data is called as a legacy data, and as well as the data which consists in a file, that file is called as a flat file. And another thing which we need to identify here, it is the flat file always should be in the .doc or else .txt. So .doc or .txt or else .xls or else .rtf. That means whenever the client is having any previous data of the client, that previous data, that means the data backup of the previous clients, which can be always should be in these four formats. The first format, which is called as a doc, that means it was an MS Word. Whatever the client is consists the data either that file should be in the MS Word or else Notepad, or else it was in the Notepad, or else it was in the Excel, or else it was in the Excel, or else it was in the WordPad. That means always any software or any package data backups with these four formats only. By using these four formats, if we can have any data backup file, whether it is a transaction data or a master data or whatever it was, if the client is having any non-SAP data in these four formats, we can convert that non-SAP data directly into the SAP database. That's what we have to do that here by using a tool. So for that, first of all, we need to prepare the flat file. Let's go for prepare the flat file. Prepare flat file. In before of preparing this flat file, first of all, we need to know about of what the client is consists the data. Say for example of if the client is having the vendor data. So what is the creation of a vendor master? The transaction code for creation of a vendor master in the MM point of view, which is called as an MK01. In the future, the client can be post the transactions like this or vendor details like by using the MK01. And as well as the data of the vendor will be stored in the table of LFA1. That means the client whatever the data which was happens in the previous file, that file of the vendors should be stored in the LFA1, and manually when they want to enter those details by using the transaction code of the MK01. Now let us search with the MK01. Let's go for the MK01. MK01 is for creation of a vendor master in MM point of view. Here I am going to create the vendor master now. Like this. Creation of a vendor master. MK01. And for creation of a MK01, now it asking about here, what about the vendor number and as well as what are the purchasing organization and also the what are the account groups. So now it asking about of all these fields. That means there was totally 3 required fields will be there. Initially the vendor number and as well as purchasing organization and also the account group. That means for creation of a vendor, first of all initially we need to fill all these 3 details is a mandatory. All these 3 details are the mandatory. Okay, fine. Whenever the client wants to create all these records, first of all we need to preparing the flat file. I am going to preparing the flat file in the notepad. In the notepad I am creating the vendor number here 401 something 000 and the purchasing organization 0001, account group also should be the 0001, right? That means there was a 3 required fields will be there, which we have seen that the first one will be the 40100, and each and every field in the flat file should be separated with the either by the comma or by the colon or by the single space or else by the tabular space. That means each and every field in the this one can be shown, can be divided into the these 4 of the separations, either by comma or by the colon or by the single space or else by the tabular space, whatever it was. And the first field which we are taking here, it is a vendor number. Okay, and make it tab, and the next one 0001 tab, 0001 tab, done. And after that, what it is asking, that the required field will be the name. What is the vendor name? Here I am making the vendor name as an ABCD, and go for the next ABCD. The next required field is a search term. For this search term, I am giving as an India, again space, and the next field will be the country. Right, done. And the next field will be the currency. That means here it was an INR. Then it will be going to save. That means no more other required fields will be there for creation of a vendor. That means totally for creation of a vendor master, here we are in require about of the 7 fields. Those are the 7 fields, are those are the things. And now using by this 7 fields, which we need to go for creation of a flat file. Now this is the one vendor, as I am going to create a multiple of the vendors here, a lot, but the only thing is the number should not be repeatable. And here it was an INR. Done. So if the client is having a number of the vendor details like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, and then 11, and then 12, and even there is not a required to maintain a serial order also, 16, 13, and as well as 14, your wish. So first of all, I have prepared one flat file, but in the real time we need not to prepare this flat file. Why? Because this flat file can be given by the user itself. This flat file can be given by the client itself. Okay, fine. The client has been given these. These are the something. The client has been given all these things of the flat file is ready. Okay, fine. Let's save it. Where it was located, I am taking here in the C drive of, or else in the desktop. In the desktop, I am creating this as a flat file with the name of vendor. Done. Now the client has been given the flat file for us. Now what we have to do, that being as an SAP consultant, we need to make all those details also into the SAP system. All the details also into the SAP system, but not by individually. That means if the client is consist of a lakhs of the crores of the entries, a lakhs of the crores of the vendor numbers, maybe it will be the lengthy process to create each and everything. That means each and everything can be stored, can be happens into the here. It will be takes lot of the use of the time, and even it is not possible to maintain those of the things by the manual. In the situation, what I am doing, that I want to maintain all the vendor records at a time into the SAP system. Then what we have to do? So then what we need to do from here, it is, let's do the task of the LSMW. So what exactly by the tool which we are using here, it is LSMW. What was an LSMW? Here, L means legacy. That means non-SAP. Yes, system. Legacy in the sense of non-SAP. System in the sense of either in the CD or in the hard disk or in the pen drive or in the same PC or anywhere. That means whatever the non-SAP data is there, it should be in anywhere. Whatever the client is consistent in anywhere, in anywhere. And M, migration, which we can call as a conversion. W, workbench, that is in a tool. That means what exactly by the LSMW, in the sense of it was a legacy system migration workbench. That means whatever the data which whatever the data which the client is consist in non-SAP system, which is called as a legacy data, and as well as that legacy data will be in a number of modes, like as in a pen drive is there, or else anywhere it was, that has to be. And migration, that has to be converted into workbench. For making of that, how it will be. For making of those things of the LSMW, how we can make the use of these things. So that is what we can call as an LSMW, legacy system migration workbench. And for creation of this or for using of this LSMW, the tool is also the LSMW. The tool name itself, it is also the LSMW, legacy system migration workbench. That means the concept which we are working as an LSMW, and as well as the transaction code also for usage of this one is an LSMW. See, when we are clicking on the LSMW, it was automatically asking that, it was automatically proposing the one information. Welcome to the Legacy System Migration Workbench. The LSM Workbench is an SAP system tool that supports when copying data from non-SAP systems. That means it is a tool which is used to transfer the non-SAP data into SAP system by using of a tool. Okay, done. Just accept that. That's it. Just accept it. And now here it is asking about of the what is the project and what is the sub-project, and as well as what is the object. So for here, which we need to go for here, edit, create entry. So when I'm going to the create entry, it was showing that nothing is there. Now you are doing your own project. That's why you need to create it. So now here I am making here is a ZKP1, which I am saying that vendor data migration. Done. Under that vendor data migration, what you are doing the sub project ZKP2. The first one which I have taken the ZKP1 for the vendor data migration, and the next one I am going for the vendor data ZKP2 of the sub project, and there which I am saying that vendor purchasing data. That means I need to create the vendor wise purchasing data by using this LSMW. And the next ZKP3, something around, you can take anything. ZKP3, here I am entering as a name vendor data vendor purchasing view of general data. That means I am going to maintain the vendor general data in the view of MK01. That means in the purchasing view. Just press enter here. See, when we are pressing the enter here, and then when we are going to execute, execute. There was a multiple of the options will be shown here. So there is totally 14 steps will be coming here. We need to maintain all these 14 steps. We need to maintain all these 14 steps like this. First of all, maintain object attributes. So it was shown in the display mode. You can't change anything here. That's why make it display change. So display change. And now if you can select this batch input recording, that means what I am doing that exactly here. First of all, I am having 1 crore records. From that 1 crore records, I am entering one record manually. I am entering one record manually, and as well as whatever the procedure which I have done through the manually, I am saving that procedure in a recording method like this. Edit, recordings overview. Nothing is there, any more recordings are not there. That's why I'm going for create recording. When I'm going to the create recording, it asking about of the recording ZKPREC, my vendor data recording. My vendor data recording done. What was the transaction code as which we said that MK01 means whenever we want to enter the vendor in the manually, which we are using the transaction code of MK01, just press enter. Now from here, whatever I am doing, everything the system will be automatically saving in the background. In this situation, let's check the what is the flat file. It was there in the vendor.txt. From this flat file, the first entry of the 40100, 40100, and if you can observe here, when I'm pressing the enter, it will be showing that recording is running. 0001, that's right. And that vendor name, let's take this on a pressure, enter. And what will be the search term? Something, country, and the currency. Now see in the status line, enter, enter. So the recording is running. Has been created in the purchasing organization of 0001. That means here whatever the client has been given in the flat file, the first record has been already entered manually. But whatever I have entered, that I have made a recorded for that one. Just I'm going for that, change the record. Why? Because if I can make it same, it will be collapses. That means it will be overlapses. That's why I have closed that one. And now the recorded has been done for the 40100 and with the purchasing organization of 0001, and as well as with the storage location of so and so, and everything has been came. Now in the before of the after of in beside of the vendor number or something whatever, place the cursor here in the pink color line and just make a click on default all. That means whatever we have done, those are the nothing but like a vendor record. But in the systematically vendor number, vendor name, vendor city, country, so and so. But in the systematical yesterday we have created one the database table. Under the database table, we have mentioned with the field names of the supplier ID, supplier name, or P1, P2 or something whatever. Those things which we can call as these are the fields of the something. That's why we need to maintain another flat file, another file with the LIFNR and as well as EKORG, and as well as KTOKK, and as well as KPOKP. And the next, name 1. And the next, SORTL. Done. And at last, land 1. Means, shall I make a save of this one also? In the desktop, I am saving this one also as in a fields, and close it. Now, let's make a save and come back from here. Done. Come back. Now, shall I open this recording? That means in before of that, there is no more recordings will be there, but there was a recordings will be there, and now make a save and come back from here. See, automatically that option will be switches to the next one. That means automatically that option will be goes to the next option here as in a maintain source structure. So what exactly by the source? Source in the sense of from where. That means from where we need to take. So here in the source, we need to create a structure. Just make it as an execute. And is there any source structure will be there in the sense of nothing is there. That's why click on change button and now go for creation of the create. When I am going to create, it was asking about of the what is the source structure. So I am giving the source structure as a name ZKPSRC. My vendor data source structure. Done. It was a name. My vendor data source structure has been created there. So that is my vendor structure. And now save it. Come back. If you can come back here, it asking about of the what is the fields. What was the fields which you want to maintain? That's why here I have maintained as a fields into separate field, fields into the separate file. So here when I want to create the source fields, execute, change, select it, source fields, copy fields. For the fields I have already maintained with a separate name. I have already maintained with the separate name as like as a name, as like as in the copy fields, upload separated with the text field tabs, enter, where the fields will be there. I have taken the fields in the desktop. And in the desktop with the name of fields. The name of fields.txt. Done. Hello. Fields.txt. So already in the previous which I have created the one of the source structure, and now I am making the source structure into a number of fields. So one is the source structure. Under the structure, I am in required these of the fields. Fine. First of all, I have taken the recording. After that, for that recording, I have created one source structure. Under the structure, what are the fields is required for us? And now, whatever the source fields and as well as whatever my flat file fields, those both has to be equal. Those both has to be equal. In that situation, just make the maintain structure relations. See, in my recording and as well as structure, and as well as my recording and as well as my structure, both can be are both or making it in a relation between of the both. Like it say, come back. Yeah, Prashant, can you mute please?
Yes, sir.
Done. So field, now the structure relations also was done. So first of all, what is the object attribute and as well as the what is the source structure and as well as what are the fields which we required under the source and now the relation between of the source structure and as well as the recorded structure. Now I am going to the field mapping in between of this field of the recording and as well as the field which was in the flat file, that means source. Those both has to be make an equivalence. Make an equivalence. For that, place the cursor in anywhere, no problem at all. Anywhere, field mapping, extras, auto field mapping, auto field mapping. When you're going to the auto field mapping, and you just press enter, automatically see here under this field, both will be going to the mapping here. Both will be automatically getting mapping here. That's why we will make it as a mapping of both. Just enter, 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 enter. All the 7 fields has been automatically mapped. All the 7 fields has been automatically mapped there. And now, after completion of the mapping, just make it save and come back. Now, go for the specify file. Whatever the flat file which you are taken, where it was, whatever the flat file which you are taken, where it was, just go for execute, execute. Whatever the flat file which we have taken, is that flat file is in the legacy data of the PC frontend or else in the legacy data of the other server or else in the imported from the application server or from where you want to get the data. And now go for legacy data. Why? Because in my PC it was there. Create and browse the flat file where you are. The flat file which I have mentioned in the desktop with the vendor and what it was, which I am saying that vendor data, vendor data. And this vendor data has been separated with the tabulator. That means that has been separated with the tabulators. Has been separated with the tabulators. And press enter. That file was accepted here. See, it was so simple of work. It was so simple of work. First of all, what was the data which we are using, which we are clubbing together, and as well as what was the source structure, and as well as what was the relation of the source and the structure, and as well as what is the field mappings, where the fields has been mapped there, where the fields has been mapped there, which of the fields has to be making mapped, and what is the file of the which you want to make it into that, and now assign that file. See, Here the file has been assigned from C users India desktop of vendor.dxt. That has been assigned. And come back. Now go for the read the data from that non-SAP data, non-SAP file. How many of the records are there? Just read the data. Just make it execute. Execute. Allow. See, the system is saying here totally 17 records has been reading from that flat file of the non-SAP data. Okay. Back. Display the data whatever it was. Done. Okay, this data will be going to convert here. Okay, fine. These are the records will be going to converted here. These are the records will be going to converted to make a conversion of a recording here. And now come back. Now come back. Come back here. And now make the convert. Yes. 17 records has been read. And now display the converted data. Enter. See, from the recording of the MK01, this data has been came into there. This data has been came into there. And now come back. Now make a session of the things. One batch input folder with 17 transaction was created. That means whatever you were asking with that 17 records will be clubbed in together, has been clubbed in together with your requirement. Okay, then now let me first check it out whether the records are initially is there or not. Why? Because if it is already there, we need not to make an as a reading of all these things. For the data browser, we will go for the SE16 in the table name of LFA1 and which were taken from 4001002 to 4001002 400 sorry 401000 to 401999. Okay, then there was no records will be there. Why? Because nothing has been already entered there. That's why there is no record will be there till now. Okay, fine. Just come back here. Now, let me complete this LSMW. Now what will be happens? Execute. This was the session which I have created. This was the session which I have created. Now, let me process. Let me take the process of here. Process. So, how the process has to be? You want to make it into the background or the foreground? If I can make it as in a background, automatically the data will be automatically converted. It will be shows that the data has been converted. Otherwise, if you want to make it as in a foreground, you need to press enter for every time whatever the data was converting. Just see, enter. So the first record is coming to here, 40012 401020. Okay, okay, done, done, done. INR, done. That's it. Next, 1001. Currency is missing here. As if you can press the enter, step by step, automatically it will be comes into the here. That means even if you are having or if you are missing any field also, it will be asking about of that field, and without of that one, it's not possible to come move into forward. Totally 17 records are there. Totally 17 records are there. For every record, INR. Why? Because I have given the foreground. That's why we need to press enter step by step. INR. If you don't have the tick in the front foreground, if you can give in the background, the system will automatically transfer that. It will not showing anything. Automatically it will be done. Automatically it can be done. Even if there is an errors also, it will not process. But if you can go for the foreground, is there an errors will be there, it will be showing like this. Done. Right. Done. See this? Processing of batch input session was completed. That means simply it was showing one message that it has been finished. So how can we believe that it was finished? Let's go for the SE16. SE16 and go for the table name of LFE1 and give the vendor number from 4010002 40199 and then execute. In before of doing that or executing that batch input session, when we are watching this, it will be showing that nothing. There was no records will be there. But if I can give in now, it will be showing a multiple of the records. How all these records has been came here in the example? We have done through that by using the LSMW. And most of the time, not the most of the time, in general regularly, when we are facing of an interview, the question was mandatory, not only the mandatory, very very important. That question is, do you know about of LSMW? Do you know about of LSMW? Now, when the interviewer is asking that what is an LSMW, then we can say that legacy system migration workbench. Legacy system migration workbench. So what exactly by this LSMW in the sense of it is a tool which is used to transfer the data of client's non-SAP system into the SAP system, and whatever the client is having the non-SAP system data, the data file whatever the client has been given, the file is called as a flat file, and the flat file should be always in the four formats, either in the .doc or in the .txt or in the XLS or else in the .rtf. Within these four formats, the flat file should be there, and whatever the flat file the client is consist or as we are given, by using the LSMW, by using the 14 steps, we need to convert all the data recording into this SAP system by using the tool of LSMW. So, what was the CO? Now, today we are going to discuss about of the some of the basic things when we want to enter onto the SAP. See, as which we discussed, the total implementation process will be happening by through the one of the methodology which is called as an ASAP methodology, which we have already discussed that there was an ASAP methodology, which simply we can say that as an accelerated SAP, accelerated SAP. And as in that which we have discussed that there was a totally 5 levels are there. Totally 5 levels are there. Under that first level which we can call as a project, preparation. Okay, done. Let's take an example which we got the project from some of the client which is called as as like as a Sony mobiles. That means we are the team members which is working for the Sony. That means in the project preparation phase, the Sony has been interacted with our company, and we got the communication between of the Sony and for us. It was finished. And now in the second level, the business blueprint level, our business blueprint level, our persons, our business analyst has been went to the client place, and they have collected the requirements. That means which we can call it as a requirements gathering. Requirements has been gathered from there, and now whatever the requirements which they have gathered, as per those of the requirements, we need to make the realization. That means being as a consultant, what would be the main work roles and responsibility for us? That is the main work roles and responsibility for us will be always in the realization. That means in the realization phase, how we need to prepare, or else how we need to act. That's what we need to see. And after the realization, we will go for the training, or else which we can call as a final preparation, testing of the applications. So in this situation, and the last, it will be called as a go live and support. Now let me start the first implementation process. In the third level, now we are the team. Okay, good. We are the team which has been got the project from the Sony mobiles, and the Sony has been given the requirement for us, whatever they require, the general ledgers and everything. But that's in our company of the Infosys or something, whatever, we are having the system. That means let's take as myself as one user, or else myself as a consultant. Being as an SAP consultant, when I want to enter on the SAP from the screen, how I can? In the situation, if you can observe here, my first question will be what it was is how to enter on SAP. The first thing is how to enter on SAP. This was the first question which I am having. So whenever one PC has been given for the one employee, and the employee wants to work with the SAP FSU or something, whatever, how they can interact with the PC, in the sense of, if you can observe here, there was one logon pad will be shown like this, SAP log on. Just double click on this SAP log on. That means whenever one consultant or one user wants to go for SAP, they has to double click on SAP log on under desktop. Okay, fine. Whenever they're double clicking on the SAP log on, they will get another screen like this, another window. That means in the morning first shift, one is working now. So one is accessing the server of the Sony. And as well as in the second shift, Mr. Pradeep is working, and Pradeep is working with the server of the Samsung. And in the third shift, Mr. Arjun is working, and Mr. Arjun is working for the some other client. That means all of these three people are accessing the system is the same, but their using of the servers are the different. Their using of the servers are the different. In this situation, this PC or this logon pad consists of a number of the servers here. That means whenever we want to enter onto the SAP, we need to choose our server, select our server, and then click on log on. This is my server, and then make it log on. Now it was. When we are entering onto the log on, it will be asking about of the client and as well as the user and as well as the password and also the language. So here First, we need to use the client. Here I am using the client of the 800. And the user which I am using here as an SAP user. And the password which I am using here as an India123. And the language which I am using, English. So here I am using the user of the something, and my password will be separately for me. My password is there, and the language, and enter. Maybe you can ask that here. Okay, Mr. Vijay, which you are using the 800 here. Is it mandatory to maintain only the 800 here in the sense of not required? Why? Because here 800, 801, 810 and 811. These are the four client IDs which we can call as an IDES clients. IDES clients. What exactly by the IDES in the sense of international, demonstrational and educational system. That means for the academic purpose or else for the training purpose we can use only these of the four clients, but when we are working with a real-time client, these are the four client IDs who should not be in the working mode. Only for the learning purpose only we are doing this one. So whenever we are entering onto the SAP, initially one screen will be showing that is a screen which we are calling as a GUI. What would be the GUI in the sense of it is called as a graphical user interface. In generally which we are calling this as an end user screen. But whenever we are entering onto the initial, it will be showing the end user screen. But being as a consultant, I don't want to do the user transaction. I need to access the screen which is called as an IMG. So what exactly by the IMG in the sense of it was an implementation guide screen. What was a GUI in the sense of it was a graphical user interface, and what was an IMG in the sense of it is an implementation guide screen. But initially the system is showing the GUI, but I want to go for the IMG. Whenever I want to go for GUI to IMG, what I have to use or what I have to do in the sense of we need to use then a one code. That code has to be executable in this command field, and the code which you need to use it as an SPRO. What is an SPRO in the sense of it is a transaction code which is used to move from GUI to IMG. It is a transaction code which is used to move from GUI to IMG. And as well as what exactly by the SPRO? SAP project reference, SAP project reference object. This is what exactly by the SPRO. And if you can see, observe here, SPRO, then we will be automatically entering onto the IMG screen. That means whenever we want to move from front end to back end, we need to use the SPR. Even as in the same way, I want to move from the back end to front end again, /n. That means use it to move from IMG to GUI, /n. Let us check it out, /n. Directly we will move back. It means just moving from GUI to IMG to GUI. Anywhere in the IMG you can directly go for the GUI directly. And as well as /o. Even when you are working here, we are having only one SAP existing system. One SAP is there. If I want to add some more sessions with the same existing server, I can. It is a possible. As well as in the Google Chrome, which we are using the multiple of the sessions. As in the same way here also we can take in a multiple of the screens here by using the /o. That is for to create a new session. See here, slash wo. It was adding one more. Like this. As like a slash wo. It has been added one more. 3. And again slash wo. 4. And again slash wo. 5. And again slash wo. 6. And if I'm trying again, it was not possible. Why? Because the maximum number of the session can be opened in SAP one login will be the max of 6 sessions only. Even if I want to close the current sessions, whatever I'm having, I want to close those, then I can use the slash I. What will be the use of this slash I? In the sense of slash I is used to close the current session. To close the current session. Let's see. Now it was only the 6. Now I am using the slash I. Then it will be showing only 5. Now again I am using the slash I. 4. Now again I am using the slash I. That means one by one it will be closing the current session. And even whenever you want to become a professional consultant, most of the time we need to use the shortcuts using the moving in between of the keyboard only. For that, like that, whenever you want to use in the keyboard, you need to use some of the shortcut keys as like as a F1 is for help, F2 is for the double click, and F3 it is for the come back one step, and F4 to open the radio button, and F5 to make it the new entries, and F6 let's go for a copy like a control C, F7 select all, F8 select a row or a block, and F9 whatever we have selected we need to make it as a deselect, and F10 go to the menu bar, F11 save, F12 quit. So in general we are using all these are the functional codes whenever you are working with the existing SAP system. That means whenever you want to work with the SAP system, by using this shortcut keys we can log in and we can use the SAP existing. Now I realized that how to enter on SAP and how to access the SAP and how easily we can make the use of the SAP. Now I want to go for another work which is called as the first task of the SAP FI. In SAP FI, that means in the finance, initially we have to start up with the first concept of enterprise structure. So first, initially in this enterprise structure, first of all we need to make the creation of a client's organization. So in this client's organization or in this client's organization structure, initially what will be happens, not in the completely, which I said that it was an initially, the initial stage of the project in the enterprise structure of the FI. It consists of the mandatory things of company. So what exactly by the company? What is a company? So when we are taking the company, which we can say that it is the highest level of the organization, or it is a group of the company. the group of the company. So what the client is asking that, first of all, they have given their company, the company which we are calling as a group. For creation of this company from here in the SAP, we need to go for SPRO, and as well as SAP reference IMG. That was a common. And what was the first concept which we can call as an enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, under that define company. And even for creation of this company, the transaction code will be like this as an OX15. What was the transaction code in the sense of the transaction code is OX15. OX15. Let's see how it will be. SPRO. Here, SPRO, SAP reference IMG, SAP reference IMG. Under that, enterprise structure, definition, under that financial accounting, and define company. Under that define company. So when you are going to the define company, make the new entries. So as which I said that instead of using the mouse, we can directly use the functional key of the F5 for making of the new entries. Either we can use that one also. There is not an issue. So let's go for the new company. And it asking about the company, but the company can be when customizing of the company, it should not be more than the 6 alphanumerical digits. The company should not be more than the 6 alphanumeric digits. So here we have to go for the company name as an SON912, or else just make it as a Sony. So which I am giving as an Sony Groups. And where it was located, I am saying that it was located in the Badadar, and the postal code of something, and the postal code is something, and the city was Mumbai, and the country, language, and the currency, and just make it same. As which we said that whenever we want to make the same, either we can use the F11 or else the control S also. We can use any of the things as a new entries. So saving of the application, just make it save. Whenever we are saving of this one, automatically it will be saved. Done. So now we have created the company, and after creation of that company, I want to move back from here, and this situation we need to use this button, or else we can use the F3 as well as F3, or by the using of this button. Come back. This was done. That means the first thing which we have done, that what we can call as a company. And the next one which we have to discuss about of the company code. So the first thing which we have discussed about of the company, and the second thing which we have to go for the company code. So simply we can say that it is the secondary highest level. It is a secondary level highest of the organization, or it is a subsidiary part of the company. It is a subsidiary part of the group or a company. And the relational in between of the company to company code is in a 1:many. That means one company can have a n number of the company codes also will be there. That's why here the relational in between of the company to company code, the company to company code, which is called as an 1:many. The relation between of these two is in a 1:many. For this creation of this one, in the same menu path, here it was edit, copy, delete, check company code data. There it was edit, copy, delete, check company code data. That means by using this menu path, either we can create or else we can make a change, or else even we can make the edit or delete also. That means we can do anything by using of all these things, by using of this menu bar. So here I am going to double click on edit company code data. Edit company code data. For this the transaction code is OX02. For creation of a company it was an OX15, and for creation of a company code it was an OX02. OX15 and OX12. OX1, sorry, OX02. Whenever we are going to the OX02, let's see, edit, copy, delete, check company code data, edit, copy, delete, check company code data, and then go for double click on edit company code data, edit company code data, then go for the new entries. Now when we are going to the new entries, it asking about what is the company code. The company cannot be more than the 6 alphanumeric digits, but the company code should not be the more than the 4 alphanumeric digits. That means here we need to give a maximum of 4 alphanumeric digits for our company code. So here I am giving for this as an SYN1, right? And what it was, Sony Mobiles, and it was located in Delhi, and the country of currency of and so on, so language of, and like it say, and the company code was also done. The first one is then a company and the second one is company code. The both has been finished, and now after completion of the company and the company code, next we have to go for the consolidation business area. That's what we are calling as a maintain consolidation business area. That's it. Consolidation business area. Consolidation business area. So what exactly by the consolidation business area in the sense of it is the geographical area of a geographical area of a company code can be divided by area or zonal or state or something whatever, but it was in a physically where the company code was located. Those are the things which we can call as a consolidation business area. So in this consolidation business area, when we are going to create this consolidation business area, how it will be, how to create the consolidation business area. So for this, in the same menu path, where it was an maintain consolidation business area, maintain consolidation business area, and the transaction code for this one is OCC1. OCC1 is for the creation of a consolidation business area. From there, you can check it out. Back, maintain consolidation business area, and make the new entries. What would be the consolidation business areas which we want to create? What are the consolidation business areas which we want to create from here? So here I am giving the consolidation business areas as in the first one, SYN1, let's take as an Andhra Pradesh, SYN2, Karnataka, Karnataka, and as well as SYN3, let's take as an Tamil Nadu, as like as which I have taken as an state wise. Maybe it can be the country wise or journal wise, or else it can be the segment wise also. At else it will be the segment wise also. But now I have created here as an state wise, and after that save it. Now the company code, consolidation business areas was done, and the next we have to go for the business area. Business area. For creation of a business area from here, what will be the business area? Business area. Business area. It is a separate business entity. It is a separate business entity. Business entity which comes under on company code, which comes under on company code, and simply we can call as a revenue areas for the company code. Revenue areas for the company code. That means whatever whatever the company code is having their business entities, those those business entities will be under business areas. That is for OX03. When we are going to like this OX03 for creation of a business areas, select new entries. Here we can SYNA. Let's take as an Hyderabad, and SYNB. Say something around Vizag. SYNC. Let's take as a name Bangalore. Bangalore. And as well as SYND. Something around Mysore. SYNE. Bangalore. SYNF. Mysore. And just search. Now what we are having is we are having all the business areas, consolidation business areas, and the company, and also the company code. So this is the first thing which we have done in the enterprise structure. That means I can't say that it was a complete enterprise structure. It was basic enterprise structure of the SAP. In the basic enterprise structure of the SAP, what exactly which we required, we required is the major requirement of here it is in a company code, consolidation business area, and as well as the business area. The company is nothing but like a group, and the company code was in a subsidiary part of the company, and the consolidation business area, which it will be calling as a the separate business entity of the company code, which can be divided by the state wise or zone wise or area wise or something whatever is called as a consolidation business area. Under each and every consolidation business area, we can have a multiple of the business areas. So this is what we can call as an FIES in the part of the definition. That means the enterprise structure was not finished. It was slightly uncompleted. That means up to here which we have done the enterprise structure of the definition part. But there is another part also will be there which is called as an enterprise structure of the assignment. That means in the next session we are going to discuss about of the enterprise structure of the assignments, and including with that what are the global settings. What are the global settings which we require for making of a project of the client in SAP FI. That means what is the fiscal year and what is the posting period and what is the field status variance. We will discuss about of those, and as well as the enterprise structure of the assignment, And tomorrow evening by 8:30 at the same time, we will meet again with those of the questions. Is it okay, Arjun?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Vani, are you there?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, already you know all these things.
Sir, I have a doubt
Yeah, you can.
on this consolidated
Uh,
business area and the business area.
you can. No
So
worries.
usually what we were doing when we were creating a business area, for example, like you created
Hyderabad,
Bangalore,
Vizag,
Mysore,
Bangalore, Mysore.
Hyderabad, and Vizag,
Yes, yes.
right?
Hmm.
So after creating, means till now what I have practiced, I'm telling you. Whether I'm wrong, just correct me
Yeah,
and tell me the difference. Like
you can.
after creating the business area, we used to put it in the consolidated business area.
Yes.
And consolidated business area, we used to create only one code, like 84 alpha code we used to
Okay.
create and assign all this business area to that. Is
Okay.
it right way?
So mostly, see, for example, you are saying that there is a multiple of the business areas has to be assigned for one consolidation. You are saying,
Yes.
but
Yes.
we can't say that all the business areas should be considered under the one consolidation. Maybe these
Okay.
business areas can be considered under the one consolidation. Another business areas can be considered another consolidation. Simple way.
So there can be multiple consolidation
Yes, that will be
group.
the multiple of the consolidations also will be there. But one consolidation can have a multiple of the business areas.
Okay.
Well, that's why in the reporting segment, after completion of
Mm-hmm.
everything, in generally what we are having
Mm-hmm.
is we are getting the report by the business area wise. First thing, business area wise sales report, business area wise something profit and loss report, business area wise purchases list, and even I want to maintain or else I want to see the multiple of the business areas into one report. At that time we can have the one consolidation. That means a number of business areas can be clubbed together into a one consolidation business area. That can also will be possible here. That means we
Okay.
can't say that it should be the one. It may be one or it may be more also. But we can't say that it should be
So what
one.
is the general practice? What is the industry practice they do? What is the best practice they follow? Like,
What is the best practice in the sense of, say, for example, here which I have taken the Sony mobiles, right? In the Sony mobiles,
yes,
what I have taken is, I have taken as a state wise, AP, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and so on,
yes,
so on, so. Mostly, when you are
right.
working for the, take as an example of Tata AG Life Insurance, your product is AG Life Insurance. That is in a service base.
Right.
At the time, what they are asking that they want to maintain their consolidation business area instead of the areas or the journals or something. They want to make it as an A. They want to make it as an A product line. That means all the mutual fund plans into one consolidation. All the banking sector into one consolidation. All the home loans into one consolidation, and all the personal loans into one consolidation. That's why we can't say that it should be same like this. It can be
Okay.
varied. It depends upon the client requirement. That's it. We can't fix it that it should be like this. It will be varied by project, and it will be varied by the something. Now let us take an example of the ICICI Financial Services, for example. In the ICICI Financial Services, their consolidations will be changed as an A, defined as an A. Credit card division, one is the banking, another one is the ICICI Prudential, another one is the ICICI Lombard, another one is the credit cards, another one is something. As like that also they can. That's why we can't expect that it should be like this only.
Okay.
It will be differed by client by client. We can't say that it should be will be like this. And even one, if you want to practice these things, I will send one.
Hmm.
I will forward one real-time project blueprint if you want to make a practice.
Okay.
Already, I think so. You are working now, no?
No, no, I'm not working.
You're not working. So, have you seen anywhere about of the this blueprint? Have you seen anywhere?
Blueprint. Yeah, actually, I have seen one of the blueprint because one of my friend is a consultant.
Uh huh.
So he has given me about one HP project. So I have seen the blueprint of
Who
that,
is the client
but
of
could
that
not
one?
understand much.
What was the client of that one? Which client?
Client is HP client. I forgot what is the name. I'll let you know, sir, tomorrow. It is
Okay, no
there in
problem.
my email.
No problem at all.
I'll.
I will forward one blueprint regarding about of this one only. Okay,
Hmm,
just
okay.
a see of that one. You will easily understand that. Okay,
Okay.
I will send one of the parts in the blueprint which I have worked in the
Okay.
previously. That is one a KBL,
Okay.
Kirloskar Brothers Pumps and Movements. I will forward that. You just follow that one. You
Okay.
can easily understand the things. Okay.
So usually whenever the implementation happens, they follow as per the blueprint only, right?
Yes,
Whatever they have mentioned in the blueprint,
yes,
accordingly they do the configuration.
that's what.
So now whatever blueprint you are sending, so I can read and I can do the configuration according to that.
You can. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I will forward the one thing.
Okay.
You just make an observation of that one, and as per that, you can make the practice also. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can. I will forward it within a couple of minutes after completion of this session. Okay then.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Right, Varun. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye. Good night.
And sir, you will
Yeah.
be sharing these videos, right?
I will share with all these videos. Everything will be saving it to
Okay.
the PC. It will be going for share with us. No problem.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Bye, Arjun. Good night, man. Good
Okay,
night.
sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, Arjun.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, can you send me the same blueprint to me for me,
Sure,
my
sure.
mail
Man.
also, sir?
I will forward. Even blueprint also
Yes,
will
sir.
be there. Total consolidation blueprint will be there. I will make it for yours. No problem. Okay.
Okay, so now the thing is now I'm currently working on business blueprint only.
Okay. The documentation
So the
process.
thing is today I learned something new, sir. That
Hmm.
consolidation
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
business area.
Okay,
You
no
didn't
problem.
say me. Yeah.
I will send that one of the blueprint which I had done in the previous of the I think so it was on the 2007 or 8 which I have done. I will forward that blueprint for
Okay.
yours. You just follow that one. How the
Okay.
blueprint will be preparing and everything. You can easily understand that one.
Okay.
How it will. Okay. I will
Okay,
send
sir.
it within couple of
And one more.
minutes.
Okay, sir. And one more
Uh,
thing. I want to know how to pull the reports through business areas.
that was considered into the reporting structure.
Yes,
After
sir.
within couple of days, that means most probably by
Yeah,
this
after doing all the.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
not more than that much of the time. By this
Okay.
weekend we will get that one.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Why?
sir.
Because by this weekend we will complete all the GL concepts. At the time we are posting some of the
Yes, sir.
transactions in the GL. We will pick the report from the
Yes.
business area wise.
Okay, sir.
Okay then? Right, Arjun.
Okay, sir.
Good.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.